Alright, this is a very special video, very special moment here. If you know anything about this channel or videos that I make, whether it's, GTA or anything, as I love cars and racing. This is a great intro, first of all. But, if you've seen any of my content, whether it's on YouTube or on TikTok, you'll know that racing and cars is something I very, very much enjoy. I just find them so interesting, and I love racing, and racing games is kind of my vibe. And whether it's, racing in F1, racing NASCAR, racing Gran Turismo, or, GTA, that's kind of become the main place that I race. I love doing that. And this is a special video because I hit 50% win rate, and throughout race playlists, throughout testing races, throughout racing online against random people, like, it's something that I've done in GTA since I really started playing the game. So since 2014, I think I started playing the game. So it's been something that's I've done for a very long time, and I've always thought of myself as a very good GTA racer. You can see that whether it's in the race playlist or the shorts from the race playlist, or if you just, happen to catch a live stream or anything like that. I heard about some of the things. I mean, I've won 10 races in 30 player lobbies the other week. Like, just those types of things. Coming from 20th to win and lapping the entire field in the process as well. Just things like that stand out. I just feel like GTA has been a game that I've had a good handle on racing for quite a long time. And to hit a 50% win rate, I feel is an achievement. I think that if you can win half of anything that you compete in and participate in, is super, super cool, super impressive. I mean, percentages, I feel, are one of the better ways to compare stats. I feel like if you look at a stat for a sport, we'll take Formula One, for example. A percentage in most cases will show you just how good someone is. If you want to see a win percentage of a driver that raced in 1960s compared to now, that's a good indicator, because obviously in F1, back in 1960 you had 10, 12 races in the season, and this year you have 22. So you want to look at a win percentage, like, that can tell you all time, like, some of those stats. Because if you look at some of these things, like, obviously current drivers have so many more wins, so look at those stats and you can kind of get a feel for that. I mean, in a recent interview when Max won in Azerbaijan, he's in the top 10 for all-time wins, and his response to that was basically having, more races in a season. So I feel like in a video game like this, percentages is a good way to tell you how good somebody is, because everybody's done different amounts. I've done different races from everybody else in GTA, and, I think that if you can say you've won 50% of the races you've done, I feel is a solid indicator if you have a big enough sample size. Of course, if we're racing somebody who's done 2 races and they won one and lost one, they're at 50% as well. But if you won 50% of the 5,000 races you've done, that's pretty solid, because the race win here, this is race win 2,642. Going into this race, I had 2,642 losses as well. Since then, I think I've won 5 and lost 4, so it's a little bit above 50% at the moment. But just to even achieve that considering where it was just a few months ago, I was at. I don't remember what I was at. I was at like. It had to be like 300, 400 win gap to that, and to close that in, doing a race playlist, doing so many races online. Like, I really cut into that, and just to be able to hit that was so cool. Um, and in a race like this is a relatively difficult track. This is a track that Wanyá made, 707 Vespucci. It's it's quite tricky to get around, and you add the element of the rain. I don't have off-road tires, so I got a little disadvantage in that sense. Not much, but it's still a little bit if you don't have off-road tires. And yeah, it's so wild, and also to be able to win the race in one of my favorite cars to race, the Italia GTO is up there. It's got to be in my top 5 car category with the Krieger BR8 T20 and probably the MRS. Like, the Italia GTO is in that group. I absolutely love racing this car, and to get a win in it, that's the significant. I wouldn't, want it to be any of those top, besides those top 5. Even the Emirates is a little lower in that group. So really, if I was going to win it, ideally it'd be the BR8. That's my overall goated car in this game. But the Krieger T20 and Italia GTO, those are my top 4. And then the Emirates right down there in 5th. So it was so cool. So we're going to skip ahead a little bit here and get a little closer to the finish of the race. So another element of this track that's kind of wild is, of course, these hills that we go through. That's a difficult section. Getting past some of these lapped cars. I mean, guys and pariahs. You always got to watch out for pariahs if you're in a sports car race, and devastates if you're in a supercar race. And yeah, just got to watch out for those cars parked on the track. That dude is not going to get away without getting lapped. And yeah, at this point, I'm checking to see how many people have lapped. You can see the track is fully dried up from the rain. So it was a very interesting condition going from dry to super wet track. I mean, there was a split second where it was a thunderstorm. And just to have these tricky conditions, public lobby. I'm glad it wasn't one of the races that Wanyá and I just test new tracks. I mean, we come up with new tracks. Like, this one here is one that he made. And we couldn't get the video in without a pariah. We, make new tracks quite frequently and test them, and obviously it goes into your win-loss total, and I tend to win them because I do make a good amount of the tracks, and then it only takes me a lap to really get a feel for how you can drive on a track. I mean, you put me on a BR8, it's over, dude. I mean, that's why if you watch the race playlist, Wanyá locks that the most in the carpool. So I don't, get to use that car. So it's one of those things that I can adapt to his tracks easier than he can adapt to mine. Because, I mean, my experience of racing and racing games is very, very high. I've been playing racing games since I was very little. I mean, my favorite video games when I was younger was NASCAR 2005, Chase for the Cup, and Mario Kart Double Dash. So I've been loving racing games since I was really little. And there we go, cross the line. What a moment. Oh man, just so special to cross that line and get win 2,642 to get a 50% win rate is just so awesome. So I hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, make sure you subscribe or follow, depending on whatever platform you're watching this on. And we'll see you guys in the next one.